Here we are at Hampton in south of Örnsköldsvik, and it's the last transition area. They will transition from bike to the last orienteering that will make or break it for the teams, because it's really difficult. It's 15 km of tricky navigation. This is Team Seagate from New Zealand, and they are second place at the moment. Yes.
Okej, 20 boxes.
Ska de i lådorna bara?
Eller våtdräkt eller hjälm. Och inte med bensocker.
Team Cross just arrived to the transition area for the last running leg. Seagate just left 6 minutes earlier, and Nokia left 1 hour and 1 minute earlier. So it's very tight at the very end of this race. There's probably about 3 hours left to the finish line, and it's a tough orienteering leg, so anything can happen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been good. The river rafting was quite good fun. We got stuck on a rock and had the boat tip on its side, but we all stayed, just about all stayed in. The mountain bike was very long, quite hard. We were feeling pretty sleepy, but and then this it's been quite nice around the islands, just the last section. So now we'll be very pleased to get rid of the bikes and go on foot for the final section before into the finish.
We've got Penny Forsman, Helle Peltonen, Jukka Pinnola and Markus Kettunen coming up the alley here. Nokia! Nokia Adventure, ladies and gentlemen, give them a big hand! And we're naturally gonna stay.
This race was very hard, very tough race. So, like I said before, that I'm happy also that I finished this race. I'm more happy about winning. We wanted to win this race, but also you have to be happy if you can finish this kind of races. So it was very hard, and I had many times quite bad feels, and so I'm happy now.
So even if it's a stage race where you can rest some parts of the race, you think it still is a very tough race, or?
Yeah, it's very tough, and like in here it was not possible. We had not enough time to sleep between stages. And actually, anyway, I like it. It's a better and harder way to compete like this, and. So,
what do you think about the difficulty, the level of the race? Is it for expert or because there were so many teams pulling out? Was it also difficult for you?
Yeah, it was very difficult for us. It was one of the hardest courses what I have done. Like example yesterday in the mountains. So, and here was lots of good teams who has to finish the race. So.
We're now at the last checkpoint before the finish, and we have Team Cross and Team Seagate coming in together, which means that actually with a 43-minute lead that Cross already have, yeah, you can count it out yourself. Team Cross will be second. How did it go?
It went really well, actually.
But did you run with Seagate for a long time?
Just the orienteering we did with Seagate. That was sort of, we found them at, I think, second checkpoint with the orienteering. And then they weren't too sure where to go, so they followed us.
a very confusing race. The whole race was completely unknown, including what we had to do at the finish. We were still at the last checkpoint, which was 19, deciding whether we needed to go to 24 or come straight to the finish line. So everything was very much a surprise. The worst part is without question the inline skate on the E4. Completely the worst part, probably in any adventure race I've ever done.
We have Per Liljeholm, one of the race doctors. Per, can you tell us a little bit about the problems the racers have had during this race?
Well, the problems are quite different between the first stages of the race and the last. From the beginning is usually accidents, twisted ankles and things like that. But when the race goes on, it's more and more fatigue and severe dehydration, actually.
So during the last part of the course, how was the state of the racers?
Well, both good and bad, actually, because the racers who were still in the race, they were quite good. Of course, they are very tired, and many of them are on the edge of dehydration, but they're hanging on. Now they are just doing the last medal placements, and they're doing all they can to catch the prize money. So they're pushing themselves really hard, and you get to notice that now among the racers. They are very tired, and the dehydration is becoming a problem.
During the race, did you ever have to take a racer off from the course by medical reasons?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way. Racers have been taken off the course, but not at all against their will. It was very obvious that they had to stop, they wanted to stop, so I didn't take them off the course. It was a decision amongst all of us, so there wasn't a problem at all. They wanted to be off.
Unfortunately, the young, very good team Landhags from Sweden unfortunately had to abandon the race during the bike leg due to dehydration. Two team members weren't able to continue. They are now at the hospital of Örnsköldsvik.
Yeah, I feel bad, but you can't. They were really bad. The two other, Hanna and Johan, must go to the hospital with they puke. And
you've been racing so hard during all the race, and you had to withdraw so close to the finish line. It must be. What do you say?
Yeah, it feels like last year in C2 it was only 2 stages away, and then we quit that race 2 with an injury, and then we was in 3rd place. But this is worse, I think. This is the biggest race in Sweden, and I don't think I don't know when next time we can go with such an opponent like this time. So it would be fine to have a result in a race like this.
Well, it's time to round up the race. We had Nokia as winners. They have won actually each stage, so they are well deserved to be the champions of Explore Sweden. Team Cross and Team Seagate crossed the finish line together at a little bit past 8 p.m. on Sunday, which means that Team Cross actually are number 2nd, since Team Seagate had 43 minutes time penalty. It's been a very hard race. All the racers can confirm that. If you see the very tired expressions of their faces, you know that the racers have done everything in their power to stay in the race and to be fast.